I have a lot to do today, so I had this brilliant idea that I was just gonna let's not have lunch until we finish all these videos. Doing 2 sections of videos. Well, it's 3:10. It's 3:10 PM. But 2 more videos and it's lunchtime for me. I'm gonna try to go slow and give some good explanations. Let's do some more practice solving absolute value inequalities. Okay. So we got this one over here. This wish I didn't write it like this. This is the inequality. All right. So the way that we're going to solve this is first, this didn't come up before. And we actually, I messed up one of the steps. First, isolate the absolute value and then solve the equation. It didn't matter in these examples, but it will sometimes matter. So I'm going to try to be very clear about this. First, we do want to isolate the absolute value, and then we'll go to the translate it to an equation. So before we, and that's going to matter here because we're going to divide both sides by -2. When you divide both sides by -2, the inequality reverses. And we get this. And that's really important. Actually, I don't think it'll matter too much. This is actually the method that the book uses, and I'm trying to be consistent with the book, is a simpler method than how I was taught, but I don't have as much experience with this method. But I do like it more, actually. Sometimes the book is weird, but I think this one is good. Okay, so now we can solve the inequality version. And we already know whether we're going to be inside or outside, right? Because this is a positive absolute value. So the function's going to look something like this. So are we going to be inside the intercepts or outside the intercepts? We want to know when the absolute value is bigger. When is the absolute value above that line? It's going to be outside. But we'll do it both ways. Let's first find out when this is equal to 3. The absolute value of k minus 4 is equal to 3. When the inside is 3, that'll be true. Absolute value of 3 is 3, that works. Or when the inside is -3. The absolute value of -3 is also equal to +3. We get k is 7, and k is +1. Now we just have to know, forgot to tell you to pause the video. Hopefully by now, you know that you should try things now. Okay, so we can set up, a little number line and say 1 is here, and 7 is here. If we don't know whether we should be on the inside of the interval or the outside of the interval, pick a number. I like 0. 0 is a great number. Does this make things true? And again, you could either plug this into this guy, you could plug it into that guy. Shouldn't matter if you didn't make a mistake. Usually it's safest to plug it into your original inequality. So is -2 times the absolute value of 0 minus 4 that less than or equal to -6? Well, this is -2 times +4. Is that less than or equal to -6? Is -8 less than or equal to -6? Yeah, it is. -8 is more negative. It's further to the left. Check, check. We could plug in a number in the middle, and we'd find out it wasn't true. And we could plug in a number on the other outside, and we'd find it is true. So this tells us that our answer is it's a less than or equal to sign, so it will be included. It's going to be everything over here and everything over here. We'll say we can be as small as we want, get up to 1, or we can start at 7 and get as big as we want. Connect those with a union sign. All right, what can go wrong in these? Let's isolate the absolute value. We'll add 2 to both sides to get that 3 times absolute value of x plus 4 is greater than or equal to -3. Divide both sides by 3, absolute value of x plus 4. When is that absolute value bigger than or equal to -1? When is an absolute value bigger than a negative number? Always. I don't even need to know what x is. I could have asked you this question. I could have asked you, when is e to the sine squared of 3x to the 5th minus cosine of x? When is that bigger than -1? Has the same answer. Doesn't matter what's on inside, as long as it exists. But you don't have to write that down. Erase that. It has the same answer. This is always true. Absolute value is always positive or 0. This is always true. So our answer is going to be anything. How do we write anything in interval notation? We can get as small as we want. We can get as big as we want. Everything in between. Try it if you don't believe me. Let's plug in any number, your favorite number. 2017 should check out. I don't know if is 2017 my favorite number. I don't know. So 3 times the absolute value of 2017 plus 4. Why didn't I choose an easier number? Is that greater than or equal to -5? Well, that's 3 times 2021. Is that greater than or equal to 5? Okay, well, the left-hand side's some big number, okay? It's definitely bigger than or equal to -5. Any number you chose would check out. All right, so with equations, we can check our single answer or our 2 answers. With inequalities, there's infinitely many answers. We can't check all of them, but sometimes it's still a good idea to just stop and check some of them. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and we're one video closer to my lunch.